Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to Railway Empire Crossing the Andes Coffee Barons. Well, that was a close run thing at the end of the last episode. We just managed to clear the objective. Now comes the hard part. Now we have a year remaining to clear a 1 million quarterly balance on freight. And at the moment, I just don't think we can do that. I'm going to have a quick look around in build mode. We really do need to start shipping a lot of stuff all over the place, really, to have any chance of doing this. We've got Porto Alegre down here. What else have we got? We've got our Davis farm there. Got our fisheries already going in. Let's see. Trying to see what trains we've got as well. Let's go into track mode. It's going to be easier. There we go. So I've got a couple of trains on this line already going into... is that Curitiba? Yep, and a train with a problem there. The fisheries got tracks there. I'm guessing there's a train that's running that route there into Sao Paulo. We're over here in Rio. Rio isn't really developing very much at the moment. We might need to push up into Contagem. I think we're going to need to connect up to Uberaba as well. Link those two together, and then we can get trade going between these two. A meat and a beer industry will complement each other quite nicely. The question is, do we have a wheat source or a corn source nearby? The answer is no. Brilliant. So I've got an industry here that I can't really feed very easily. In fact, where is the nearest corn? Is there any corn in this part of the map? There's some up there, all the way up there, look, near Piranha. There's no corn in this area at all. Ah, that's not good at all. It's really not good. Yeah, look, it's just huge open spaces with no resources that we can really use. That's not good. Oh, there's some corn all the way up there. Wow, that's a hell of a trek. Look how long a route we'd have to create to get just to there, let alone to there. That's way too far. Oh, what am I talking about? I've got corn just there. Alright, ignore me, I'm talking nonsense. I am going to need to have a link, though. I've got to choose how I link these cities together. Sao Paulo only has the one industry at the moment. Is there space for a second one? Don't have the funds for it yet, and the question is, what would I put in there? Let's see. Alright, let's get time started again. What could we put in here if we could afford it? We could go with a tailor's. I think a tailor's would work. Yeah, we need 500,000. Have I got any credit notes available? No. Okay, so it doesn't look as though I'm going to be able to do that. I'm going to have to hope that it spawns in a need for a tailor there. I doubt it will, but it would be nice. Let's start expanding our network so we can start moving this freight. Where do I want my break-off point to go? See, I could bring off the warehouse here a loop to Uberaba that way. And then run a link across that way. That might be the best way to do this. Rather than having them joined as part of my overall network, have them kind of separated out a little bit. So let's go with stations. Let's see, where's the next town going out? It's up there, isn't it? Yeah, there's nothing down there. Okay, so we want to angle our station in a way that's going to be good for splitting off somewhere else. I think Montes Clares is the next one. So if we angle in that direction and that way round, when I expand, I can then have two other tracks on the other side, which will go straight up to Montes Clares. Make it a little bit easier, I think, to try and rework things this way. So if I angle the station like that. Oh, of course, now I can't afford a station over there yet. But what I can do is I can now bring a line this way down into soya fattening. Can't actually build the line yet, but if I start to straighten this out a bit. Let's see if we can bring the price down a touch as well. By placing a point just there at ground level. That's taken £5 off the price. Yeah, so we'll leave that like that. So we need 40 grand to be able to build that line, and then that'll link that in, and then we need another 100 grand, or at the very least 40 grand to build a station over there. I'd like 100 really, and that way we can link those two towns together. We can get corn going into there to feed that industry. We'll have meat going in here, so we'll be able to run freight that way and make money, freight that way and make money, and then freight between the two and make money as well. So that will help dramatically improve our income. So let's see, what do I have here? Anything I can do to boost my my freight income? Nothing there. What about over here? Where's the nearest freight boost? There isn't one. That sucks. And if I want to go back down here, I need a lot of points to unlock that one there, so that's not going to help. If I had 300 points, I could drop it in there and then unlock that one and then that one. Oh, no, they're not available at all in this scenario, so scrub that. Yeah, there's nothing in here that's really going to help me in the long run, or even the short run. So ooh, let's go with that one. We can at least make some progress this way. Right, I've got some more cash, so let's build the route. There we go. I need a little bit more cash. There we go. Now I can build the station. Build it on that angle. Okay. I'm going to link this up this way. So at the very least, I can start getting deliveries made to these towns before I get them connected up. I can still get product delivered to them. They can start earning cash on these delivery routes, and also building up the supply so that I've got a lot of commodity, hopefully, to trade very quickly back and forth between those two. That's a very expensive line at 50 grand. Why is that so expensive? I just don't think I'm going to be able to really bring the price down on that much at all. No. For the sake of a grand, I'll leave it as is and keep the gradient a bit flatter. Okay, so let's create some new routes. First off, soya fattening into Uberaba. Kits and Maya is going to be the train of choice. I got asked recently, how do you speed time up like that? I just press the touchpad button on the DualShock. I don't know what the control would be if you're on an Xbox, because you don't have a touchpad button on an Xbox. So I can't answer the question if you're an Xbox user. But I'm sure it'll be, you know, in a help manual somewhere, or even, you know, just Google it and you should find the answer. Again, I don't know for PC either, because I don't have access to those systems. Got some more points to have a look at. What have we got here? Ticket prices, that's going to go to nothing really useful. Ah, there we go. We've got some freight up there. So I need to start saving up some points. I need 300 points. If I'd known that, I wouldn't have spent the last ones. Can I build that line yet? No, I still don't have enough money. No inventors available. Right, now, there is going to be a problem here because I just have a single line running like this and a single line running like this. In a situation like this, obviously it's single from there, obviously it goes to the dual track just there. In a situation like this, without signals, until that train clears this whole section of track and gets to there, into this signal bracket just here, then the other train can't spawn. And then it'll go down to here and obviously pull in, and if it's at the station and the other train gets back onto this single piece of track just here, if there isn't a stop signal in position, it won't be able to move at all until that train has gone in, gone through the station, and then come back out and got into this section again, because it's gone through that signal break just there. And then that train will finally be able to come out into the station and out again. So what we need to do is we need to make sure we have stop signals in place. And these will just be a temporary measure until I can get supply towers in place. And then they will act as signals. So we won't have to worry about signals in themselves to keep the track clear around the station. Because the supply towers will do that for us. Obviously, we're a little stretched for cash at the moment. We need to spend it on other things, and 30 grand's a lot for a short trip that isn't really going to have that much of an impact on our locos. So we'll just leave it like that. There we go. And you see, because that train has now cleared that signal that we dropped in, it's allowed that one to spawn in and start loading, ready to depart. Wouldn't have been able to do that until that train had cleared this section here. Then it would have been able to pull off. But as it is, it can now move. Right, I need to start planning my link-up route. See how much this is going to cost. So it's given me a very wide arced curve over here. It's a very expensive route. We're going to tweak that as best we can, bring the price down as much as we can as well. So you can see we're cutting into the hill here. Let's raise the track up a bit if we can. Now we've created a big bridge. So let's drop that down a touch. That's helped. So we've got it down to what, 113. What happens if I take that out again? 118. So we've only saved about 5 grand, but 5 grand is 5 grand. So yeah, we'll make that little tweak there. In fact, actually, maybe if I can tweak that down a bit. There we go. Let's put a little bit of a gradient in there, but now we can stretch this across a bit. It's 104, so slightly more expensive, I think, but Less of a gradient there, so that's okay. That's all flat through there. We could even bring that angle down like that. I take that piece out for a second. Try and straighten that up a bit. There we go. So we're at 124 at the moment, but we can make that change there. And look at that. There we go. We've got it down to just about 100,000. We've shortened the length of the track a little bit by doing this slightly different route. So, yeah, there's our route. That's how much we need to connect those together, and then we're going to need another 50 grand or so for the train. And then we can start delivering freight between the two of them. That'll be good. Right. Are there any other trains that I can kind of boost a little bit? He's running a bit slow. That's okay, because the fisheries doesn't have much product to give at the moment, so it doesn't matter that it's running slow. It gives the fishery more time to refill, which is always good. Right. We need to see what was going to be spawned here in Sao Paulo. Nothing yet. Almost got enough already. Oh, we've got a train issue. Damn it. Okay, so I can fix this. That train at the moment is trying to go in on the platform and it's blocked by the other train, so we're going to switch the platform that it goes in on. And there we go. It can now pull forward into an empty platform, and it no longer causes an issue. Almost got enough to link my two new cities together. New person. What we got? A security guard. Oh, a bandit. I'll take the security guard. Security guard can generate good income. Right, that's enough to build the route. Excellent stuff. I'm going to want passing loops on this, so I can run multiple trains. I find generally, as a general rule of thumb, somewhere in the region of 10 to 12 grand is the ideal kind of length of siding, so that you'll get your train on with no real issues. You could probably, if you really worked it out, you could probably trim it down a little bit more, but I tend to go somewhere between 10 and 12 grand. It depends on where it's located. So with a bend, obviously, you've and long sidings like this, or long entrance, then you're actually losing some of that distance, because you can't place your signals until you get to a bit like that. So you lose a bit there, and then you lose a bit here because you can't place your signals till there. So yeah, that's a good enough piece there. Let's build that route. Gonna need another one over here. Like that. I'm not going to be able to afford this, but I'll draw it in anyway. There we go. Let the money go up a little bit. Excellent. Draw that in, and then I want a good sized one here in the middle. That's 35,000. That'll be long enough to have a supply tower in there, so that they can pass each other and not have, you know, a long delay to get to a supply tower. So I need 35 grand. I'll let the cash roll in again. Got lots of exclamation marks, trains that have not got enough sand and water. Nothing I can do about that yet. I'm going to hire that security guard as well. Oh, I've got a conductor who hasn't got a task. Have I got any passenger trains actually running? Yes. Got a conductor. What about the next one? Yes. Is that it? Just the two? I think that's it. I think it's just the two. It is. It's just those two. Okay. So I might fire that conductor so I don't have to pay for him. Let's drop that in there. What am I looking for? Yes. Supply tower. Now I've actually got some money to actually put supply towers in there, which is always a bonus. I need some signals as well. Actually, can I get... Yeah, I can. I can multi-signal that section just there. And here as well. Beautiful. So I want a signal there. And a directional there. Over here, that wants to be a stop. And a directional. The good thing with these directional signals is that they have priority. If you have two lines that are merging together and one line has, you know, just directionals at the junction, the other one has stops, then the directional one will be the one that gets priority. So if you have an express route that joins onto a multiple track route or a route that's used by multiple trains, and you want to make sure that that is the turn that gets the priority, that's how you do it. That wants to be just a regular siding there, or a regular signal. I'll try and give you a visual demonstration of that a little bit later if I get the chance. Right, let's get these two freight trains up and running. So I want one there to go to there, like that. It needs to be a freight only. I want a decent freight train, so let's go with the Berkshire. This is fast. I'm going to want a refrigerator car to boost my income, and I'm also going to want a security guard to boost my income as well. We'll let him go on a little bit, and then we'll clone that. I've got another new worker. Oh, an inventor. Nice. I need 77,000. Ouch. Yeah, I can't afford that yet. I've got another train to buy first. Actually, if I go back into my personnel, let's fire this conductor, because I don't need him. I really don't need him at all. He's just sitting there eating up little bits of cash. It's broken down. It's random. Good. Not major. I am going to need to put in a repair shed somewhere over here. Oh, I'm going to need to put signals here as well, aren't I? So I don't have the same problem. Put a stop signal there. Okay. Okay, I want 3 of these trains running. Slow time down again. I can't let time run too fast for too long. What's the other business over here? Chocolate. Ooh, okay. Okay, I've got cocoa there. What do I need for chocolate? Is it cocoa and sugar? It is. Cocoa and sugar. Okay, so I'm going to need... Oh, no. Before I do that, I'm going to need another station here. I'm getting to the point where my warehouse is going to start getting a little overwhelmed if I'm not careful. Okay, 129 grand for that route. It's a little more than I would have liked to pay, but 124 I'll have to do. I'm going to need passing loops. Let's put one here. There we go. Now, can I... Oh, why is that? Oh, I know why. That's why. There we go. So, I need to signal this first. Okay, so this is what I was talking about with the junctions here. So, generally what I tend to do when I do these signals to try and alleviate any issues, it doesn't always work, but sometimes you do have an issue, is I try and put all my signals really close to a junction like this. And... Oops. And then what I do is... Why is those two facing the same way? That's the wrong way around. There we go. I make sure that the signals that are at the edges, at the exits of a junction, like this, have a throughway like that, so they don't actually hold up traffic. Now these two I'm actually going to get rid of in the middle here, because they're going to cause issues otherwise. But if I wanted this train here to have precedence over this one, if two were both approaching this area, then I would make sure that that was a directional rather than a stop signal, and that way this train would get to this point and stop and wait for the other train. If it's sort of, even if it's just entering this section, it has priority because it has a go signal, a directional, rather than a stop signal. So that's how you can kind of prioritize certain routes and certain lanes. It doesn't always work, but it's you know, it's not a bad little system. It does what it's supposed to most of the time. It depends where you've got it implemented and what's running there. And also, again, it's also dependent on what time trains come into those sections. Okay, so... Yes, I can quite comfortably put a supply tower in the middle. I haven't got the money for one at the moment, so I'll have to wait. And I need to get the train into there as quickly as I can. That's holding coffee at the moment. I need to edit the warehouse and take coffee out of there, I think. I could take... Yeah, let's take coffee out. Delete goods. And I want cocoa instead. I want a Berkshire because it's a long route. Do not want to put a security guard on this one because it does not generate income on that stretch. It's purely for deliveries. It's from here that I want that extra income, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to... A lot of trains queuing trying to get in here. I might have to stretch these sidings out a bit so I can get trains turned over a bit quicker. You can see a lot of trains queuing up to get in there. That might slow things down a bit. How are we doing over here? Okay, so this is bad planning on my part. I've got two trains that are both going in on the same platform. So what I'll do is bring this out. A really smooth arc like that. And then as soon as that train clears, I'll delete that out, and then that train will have that siding, you know, that platform there. This one, if I can highlight it, and then the other train will always have the current platform here available, and then they shouldn't get in each other's way. That was just silly on my part, and I've done the same over here as well. Look, so I can actually fix that one now. I think possibly I put a demolition marker there. And let's do that. And there we go. Now they're going in on separate platforms. They never get in each other's way. Excellent stuff. Right. How far along is that cocoa train? Far enough for me to clone it. And that train has cleared that bit. So let's go in and take that piece out, and there we go. Now we have a line into that station, into that platform, sorry, and it should automatically reroute the line onto that platform. Let's just double check it has done. Yeah, see, it's automatically rerouted onto the available platform. That's good. That's what we wanted to see. Right. That's not too bad. Look, we're up to 799,000, 800,000. That's a big improvement. Have I got enough now to get that? Oh, it's gone. I ran out of time. Well, yeah, I can't risk spending the money on a spy for a trait that's not going to do me any favours. I know what I want. I just need the points for it. So we can hopefully get chocolate in here and do something with that. Trying to look and see where else I can get more freight money going. I need to put in a passing line on here so I can get more than one train going in here. This will generate extra income. I can actually start putting some supply towers in as well now. That'll be good. So we'll now get rid of that siding because we don't need, or that's signal, we don't need that there anymore. Because now we have this passing loop, we have signal breaks for the trains to wait in. There we go, let's put a supply tower in just there. And I've got one over there, I need one over here, I need a passing loop over here as well. Let's bring that down. Oh, it doesn't want to go on that corner piece. So let's just stretch that forward. There we go, that's better. Drag that along. Make it quite a long piece. Up to about there. Drop that in there. Again, if we signal this, it means I can take that one out now. Because I've now got a waypoint just there. There we go. And I'll put my supply towers just there. Okay, so $4 grand left. Not enough to put supply towers in here after all. Desperately need one on this route by the look of it. Yeah, that definitely needs a supply tower along there, and I need one along here as well. So those are the important ones because that's where a lot of my freight traffic is. It's a little bit silly of me to not really pay attention to that, but never mind. Do I still have a train running from here? No, I don't. So where's the coffee going into? I don't think it is anymore. Yeah, it's not. Okay. Right. I need to sit back and let the cash roll in a little bit. So I can clone this train. There we go. Let's get an extra one of those Kits and Myers running. Some more corn. I've got a problem over here. No suitable freight. I saw an X. That's a problem. I'm just not getting freight in here quickly enough by the look of it. Need to get an extra train in here. Oh, that's broken down from bad condition. I'm going to have to put a maintenance shed in there, because that'll then deal with these freight trains along here. Need to keep them moving. That's got some good freight on it. That's got a little bit. Has this one got a security guard on it? No. Good. Jump him in quickly. That'll give me a bit of extra cash. What about this one? Yes, he has. And this one? Okay. Actually, no, I'm not going to drop him on there because it's not making that much... not carrying that much freight. This one is, and I think I might have fired him. Okay, never mind. Oh no, he was a new applicant. He just chose not to take the job in the end. You have a certain time limit to hire them. Right, let's clone this train. Get some more cows in there. Hopefully soya fattening will be able to keep up to the demand. It's level 3, so it's producing a lot of cows. That's good. We've got space for an extra one of those, but what about this? Is it... it's level 1. It's too expensive to buy as well. A connection bonus here over to Montes Claros. That works as a connection. I've got the money for it as well. I'm going to drop that in on that line. There we go. Let's try and tweak the cost of the line if we can. Let's cut a big groove of earthworks there, so I might have to just raise that back up again. Yeah, that's pretty high. Oh, I've got a tickle in my throat. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. Cleared my throat and have a quick swig of a drink. That should keep me lubricated. Oh, this is tricky trying to find the right balance here. Kind of cutting through the middle of a hill, which doesn't help. What if I try and run along the coast like that? Oh, that's working out cheaper. Ooh, no. Don't place an extra point. Move the original one. There we go. Alright, that's pretty good. What about over here? Can I tweak this? Yes, I can. Alright, and we've got some nice straight pieces there for easy passing loops as well. Okay, I'm happy with that. I don't have the cash though. Of course I don't have the cash. What's the bonus, by the way? Oh, that's a big bonus, 238,000. That'll pay for the route and the station and give me a couple of grand extra. Literally a couple of grand. But, you know, it opens up, more importantly, it opens up a trade route, and I can run cows in that way. Or actually, oh no, that's not cows, that's chocolate. Cocoa. Yeah, I can run cows in that way, and we can earn more money from freight on there as well. So, yeah, that works. We will clear this task. We've got 6.5-ish months, just a little over 6.5 months left to hit that target. How are we looking? They're still stuck at just under 800,000. So I do need a little bit more of a boost. There we go. Line is built. Need my passing loops. So let's start one about here. And I will need to make sure that at the earliest possible opportunity I put a supply tower on this route, because it's a long route. So you don't want a train running really slow on a long route. When you've got a short little run like that, then you can kind of, you know, if you have to sacrifice putting a supply tower somewhere, you can sacrifice it on a short, kind of inconsequential route to a degree. But a big trade route like this, you need to make sure you have those supply towers in place. So, oh, I've got a fair bit of cash actually, so that's a very nice little bonus. Means I can finally put those supply towers over where I should have had them. I want another one over here as well, another passing loop over here. Doesn't need to be too big. That should do it. Okay, need to signal that up. Oh, that's the wrong way round. That's that. Get it right in the end. Yep, just a single siding. Same again here, just a single. And then over here we'll put in a double. In fact, I'll probably go back and tweak one of those other ones, make it a bit bigger, so I can put the supply towers somewhere a bit more central. That'll probably be a bit more beneficial. So I was going to place it there. I can get away with that, I think. So let's drop that there. Before I forget, let's put these important ones in, the ones that are crippling us over here. Let's place that one there, away from the junction. Oh, there is one there, look. Okay, so that one actually can come back out. And there's one there as well. Yeah. Oh, no, it's over here, isn't it? It's over here that needs a supply tower. Okay, so that needs to go in there. I need one on here as well. Actually, where's that delivering to? Oh, just to Curitiba. Okay, that's fine. Let's take out those additional ones I've plonked in that I don't actually need there. Because that one's being used now. Oh, that was it, wasn't it? It was just that extra one there. Alright, I need to let that finish being used. So while we're waiting for that, let's see, do I have one on here? Yes, I do. Just there. I know I've got one on here. I've got one on there. I've got one on here now. Let's get those trains running. Make sure it's a freight-only route. I'll go with Berkshire's because it's a long route. Yeah, I want to improve reliability on this one. Do I have any leftovers? No. Well, I still have the cash. Let me put in a small station here. Looking at spacing, direction, that looks to be good. And this is probably going to take up the rest of my money, building this line here. Oh, it's on the wrong platform. Oh, God damn it. Of course it is. Okay, well, we'll just have to plonk it here. Right on the edge. Like that. Give that a tweak. Pull that around the hill a bit. Make it slightly longer, but hopefully cutting into the ground a lot less. Okay, see, I'm trying to balance cost against gradient. In reality, when you've got more powerful locomotives, a small gradient isn't going to have too much of an impact, but it does have an impact. So, yeah, I just like to lessen it wherever I possibly can. Yeah, that's about as good as that one's going to get. And it's more than I can afford as well, route-wise. Right, this train I've just built needs to have a refrigerator car for when it comes back with meat. I've got a dairy there. I can possibly send dairy off to these towns, although they're pretty low. They'll only probably need one route, yeah, one delivery, and then that'll be it. So it's probably not worth it. Let's move this train along a little bit. And clone it. Where's the next one? It's not come through yet. Now time's paused because of the auction. I don't care about the auction. Go away, go away, go away, go away. Trains running through. And close. There we go. So I've got 3 trains on the line, which I could probably do with a 4th. Oh no, that one's still waiting for clearance. Okay, so we'll just stick with the 3. They're spaced out quite nicely. Ooh, time is whizzing through. Is that enough points yet? No, it's still not enough points. How many am I short? A few. Is there an inventor? Please be an inventor. Oh, there is. Thank you. Now I have the points. Extra 8% per freight car on my transport fees. Brilliant. That will really help as well. Let's get this piece of track built. And it's a long stretch of track, so again I'm going to want passing loops so I can run multiple cars of livestock, multiple trains of livestock. I'm going to want 3 passing loops because I'm going to want to run quite a few trains on here. And I'll put a long one in here so I can put in a supply tower. Do the signals first. So that way. There we go. And now Let's see. Oh, I've got signals there. I was looking to see whether I'd need to put a stop there. I mean, technically I could, but no, we don't need to because we've got signals just there, so we'll be all right there. Let's do these signals. Almost out of time again. Yeah, it's just a single spacing, and then same over here, just a single. There we go, and now let's put that supply tower in. I don't have the money for the supply tower. Let's at least see where do I want to place the signals to kind of chop the bit in half, and that's where my supply tower will go. And now I've got the money for the supply tower. As soon as I unpause and re-go again, it gives me that little bit of extra cash that I needed. So supply towers are in. Let's quickly build the line. There we go. Tractor pounds about the same. May as well go with the Berkshires, they're faster. Let's give me some cash to buy one. There we go. He's off and running, and we are out of time. So, has that made an impact? Not yet. Fingers crossed this will improve our financial fortunes. And we'll find out next time out. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more Railway Empire Crossing the Andes Coffee Barons very soon.